The year is 2015. I'm young, dumb, and don't have a lot I look forward to. I've been prescribed medication that's supposed to fix this, medication that greatly increases the effects of alcohol, but as previously stated, I wasn't very bright at this time, so I didn't take advantage of this. I, however, did enjoy delving deeply into books, mainly history and video games, mostly immersive sims and RPGs. I'd been saving up for a proper gaming PC, and I bought one that was purposely built to run one of the most hyped games of that year, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I thought the name was pretty stupid. I recognized the protagonist. I'd seen videos about the previous games in the series a few years earlier, and ultimately gotten the impression that it was an edgy series that tried too hard. But the guy selling me the PC assured me it wasn't, and that in fact, I wouldn't even need to have played any of the previous games, or have any prior knowledge of what a Poland is. It's a perfectly fine game, sir. So, I bought the PC, went home, and bought the game. And now, nearly 10 years later, I'm looking to open my own Zapka in downtown Krakow. AAA gaming has almost always been incredibly shallow, hollow, and boring, with little to no innovation besides in graphics that are going to look outdated in a year anyway, and repetitive and uninspired gameplay with an overly long story that you couldn't care less about. It took Ubisoft about 5 years before they made a new Assassin's Creed game that wasn't a reskin of the original one. And then another 4 years before they made one that wasn't either a reskin of that one or the original. Then a small studio from Poland, with only 2 games to their name, 2 very different games in the same series, made a third entry, their first open world game, and not only that, multi-open world, completely different from the previous 2, with a new combat system, new engine, new everything, and they somehow managed to get AAA right on their very first try, and set a new industry standard. Its impact was so great that it got Ubisoft to make another decent Assassin's Creed game, and the game to do this was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The game was first revealed in 2013 and had fans and outsiders hooked immediately. The third entry in the Witcher series would be the final chapter in the story of Geralt of Rivia, and not only that, it would be his biggest and greatest adventure to date. One that would span vastly different regions, from snowy mountains and fjords, to dark forests brimming with ancient evils, to city slums and palaces, to picturesque countrysides, and even a return to the Witcher's keep of Kaer Morhen, each location filled with unique side quests and secrets. And an updated bestiary of monsters, all different from the last and based on real-life folklore. On his journey he will meet old and new faces, and some that book fans have been dying to meet since the first game. And he will face off his greatest foe to date, the Wild Hunt, that Geralt and the player encountered in the first game and heard mentions of in the second, and that were very present in the books. To say that the game was hyped is an understatement, especially after E3 2014, where the world got its first look at the gameplay, showing off the new dynamic combat system, open world, and the new art style and graphics. The first couple of trailers' art style greatly resembled the one in The Witcher 2, but in this gameplay it more resembles the one found in the finished game, that has gone for a more realistic route instead of the stylized one in the previous game, while still retaining some of it. Accompanying the in-game trailers were 3 separate cinematic ones that greatly introduced a new audience to the world of The Witcher, and that make me long for a Witcher short series, each episode like one of the cinematic trailers. The game was supposed to release in 2014, but CD Projekt Red chose to push the release date into the next year, simply because of the scale and scope of the game, their very first open world ever, and wanted more time to give it more polish. And then they pushed it once again, and then, finally, on May 19th, 2015, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was released. The game opens with an animated intro, introducing or reintroducing the player to the world of The Witcher, and then you're taken to the menu, with Geralt meditating in front of a campfire while bagpipes go unreasonably hard. Yeah, the menu theme isn't the only thing that's hard right now. You can select between 4 difficulty levels, but we're gonna pick the right one, Death March. You smell that? Smells like another cinematic. Wild Hunt picks up where Assassins of Kings left off. Geralt has regained his memory, and he is on the trail of his old lover, Yennefer, along with the man who taught him everything he knows, Vesemir. And the cinematic depicts Geralt and him surveying a battlefield for clues of Yennefer, while cutting between that and a battle, with Yennefer trying to navigate her way through it alive. It's a battle between Temeria and Nilfgaard, who have invaded the north for the third time, as seen at the end of The Witcher 2. And now the actual game starts. Oh. Geralt is back at Kaer Morhen, but he's not alone. He is accompanied by a major character from the books, whose presence has been sorely missed for 2 whole games, Yennefer of Vengerberg. After 2 games of watching Triss take advantage of Geralt and his amnesia, it's good to finally see Yennefer of Vengerberg back in action. Geralt's on and off but true love from the books, that despite their quarrels, always end up back with each other, and whose dynamic I'll never grow tired of. And also, fuck you, Triss. Fuck you. Fuck you, you femcel ass bitch. There's a category 5 bad bitch alert and you're gone with the wind. First thing you get to do in the game besides dunking on Triss is taking in Kaer Morhen through the lens of The Witcher 3's much improved graphics from the first game. And it will never not feel surreal seeing how far the series has come since the first one. And after all of that time, it's still Doc Cockle providing the English voice of Geralt. And he has really grown with the role.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
I missed you a lot.
And I missed you, but we'll have plenty of time to make up for that. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Yen wants Geralt to go down and train with Ciri, their adoptive daughter and arguably the real protagonist of the books, at the very least the saga, and the driving force behind everything. Geralt goes downstairs to look for her, only to find his old mentor, Vesemir, a familiar face from the first game and the books.
Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
And like with Geralt, it's the original actor making a return to voice Vesemir once more, who is equally known for voicing Kalkstein.
I'm Kalkstein, alchemist.
And that's the case with all of the Witchers, except Lambert, who are all back. Ciri is a Cintran princess that was promised to Geralt after he freed her father of a curse, and invoked the Law of Surprise as payment, wanting her parents to give him that they already have, but do not know. And in that moment, Ciri's father realizes that Pavetta, Ciri's mother, is pregnant with Ciri, and from that point onwards, Geralt and Ciri are bound by destiny. Ciri is a child of the Elder Blood, something she got from her mother, and she possesses a great power that everybody wants to use for their own benefit, and is essentially one of the most, if not the most powerful being in the world. Ciri is training, and doing quite well, but not according to Geralt.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike. Wrong. Wrong. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Of course. Is a Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
Ayo, Geralt. This is clearly taking place during Blood of Elves, because Ciri is a child here, training at Kaer Morhen, but then why is Yennefer here and not Triss? Yennefer has never been to Kaer Morhen. Weird. Geralt and Ciri run down to the others, and here you're presented with the opportunity to go over the combat mechanics with Vesemir. But we'll have plenty of time for that later. We have a traumatic event to get to.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Ciri? What the? Vesemir.
Oh fuck, it's a Finnish black metal band.
Adriano did this, and then White Wolf.
No!
Damn, was that fucked up or what? Hey Geralt, make an impression of a horse.
Had a nightmare.
About?
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
We'll find her.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No. A wild hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Geralt and Vesemir are trying to find Yennefer, and their search has led them to White Orchard, a war-torn part of what was once Temeria, now under Nilfgaardian rule. The commander of the local garrison promised them information about Yen in exchange for getting rid of a griffin that is running amok in the area. Tension is high in the village because of the recent occupation, and while Geralt goes around gathering information, clues, and ingredients to fight the griffin, you learn more about this area's history, its characters, and get a good introduction to the main gameplay of The Witcher 3, which is searching areas for clues like a supernatural detective, picking flowers and herbs, picking dialogue options in conversations and living with the consequences of your actions, and fighting monsters with either steel or silver. And while you're tracking down the griffin, you can pick up and encounter side quests that contain the same level of quality as the main quest. In this area you can, among many other things, help a dwarven blacksmith track down an arsonist, help a man find his lost brother in a blood-soaked battlefield, both presenting moral dilemmas. And then there's also a quest where you get an old lady her favorite pan back. But here's the thing, none of them are half-assed, and the simplest fetch quest can turn into the grandest adventure. Now where The Witcher truly shines is with its Witcher contracts, where Geralt gets to do what he's best at, and they play the same as a Griffin quest, where you look for clues, talk to witnesses, track down the monster, make the proper preparations, and ultimately fight it. Now that you and Geralt have gathered the necessary clues, ingredients and knowledge needed to fight the griffin, you just need to get Vesemir and wait for it. This boss fight is amazing, and the griffin is just gorgeous. You start fighting it in a field, and then you have to chase it down on horseback for the finishing stage. Every time you kill a monster in a monster contract, you must bring back a trophy, which you can then strap to your horse, which also gives you an added bonus. It also provides a bonus of looking extremely hard. Geralt gets back to the Nilfgaardian commander, who tells him that Yennefer is in nearby Vizima. Geralt meets up with Vesemir in the village inn, and oh fuck, the peasantry are raging again.
You cunt! Ah! Ah! Leave me be, you cunt!
They say witches steal young'uns. That true?
going nowhere.
You know what that means.
I'll slay every lice-ridden peasant, anything that moves and can't climb a tree.
But for the longest time, I thought this interaction was due to a decision I'd made earlier on. But no, I made that up in my mind. When you first get to White Orchard, the first stop is a local inn, and in the cutscene that plays when you get there, this happens. And I always thought that there was a choice here, that when Geralt and Vesemir enter, Geralt can decide if the coat of arms stays up or not, and that this is what ultimately leads to the altercation at the end of the Griffin contract. But no, it was just me not being able to tell dreams apart from reality once again. After a successful self-defense situation, Geralt and Vesemir leave and are immediately met by some blacks. Nilfgaardians, but they're not the only black-clad baddies in the area.
Excuses, excuses. You've not changed a bit.
Yen? How?
I received a report about a witcher who'd appeared in White Orchard. I knew it was you, looking for me. I might have waited until you found me, but...
Then you would have waited for a while. Well, looks like it's back to Vizima.
He's a fucking shithole! I hate the fucking...
But wait, what's that? Oh fuck, it's the Finns and they have a DNA test to prove they're European.
We should talk of this tomorrow, all right? After the audience.
Oh, Vizima has become the temporary seat of the Nilfgaardian court in their war against the North, and Yennefer is working directly with the Emperor, who wants a word with Geralt. If you don't import a save from The Witcher 2, you will have an option to choose what happened, which will influence your playthrough, while Geralt is being shaved and quote-unquote interrogated by a general about previous events. The player can choose what they did in The Witcher 2. Afterwards, you get to choose a cute little outfit for Geralt, and then it's on to meet the Emperor.
Your Imperial Majesty.
Arer ep the orde.
Väljen namen, vatkan favot.
Take it you didn't summon me to reminisce about the good old days, so...
Silence. My daughter Cirilla, she's returned. And she's in danger. The Wild Hunt pursues her. You will find her and bring her to me.
Are you
Silence. I haven't the time to convince you, nor the desire, in fact. Yennefer will do that after the audience.
How many men in your...
Silence.
So why...
Silence. Enough of this banter. You will agree regardless. If for no other reason than because I shall you.
So, to quickly summarize Geralt's and Emperor Ymir's relationship, Ymir is Ciri's biological dad, and Geralt is the one who stepped up. It was Ymir Geralt freed from a curse that had him turned into a hedgehog. Ouch. And now Ciri has returned, and Geralt must find her before the Wild Hunt does.
Geralt, that tunic, you look positively smashing. Now do you understand why I'm at Ymir's court?
And seems we're in the same boat now. Ciri, she's really back? No chance he's mistaken?
Look, that's more or less what she looks like now. Or so our agents claim. Our little witch has grown into a young lady.
How about that? She's grown up. So where's Ciri been seen exactly?
In two places, Velen and Novigrad. The trail in Velen is most promising. You should make that your first stop. Ask for a merchant named Hendrik at the inn at the crossroads. One of the Emperor's agents. He should get in touch with you.
That's it? No passwords? Secret handshakes?
None.
For being the third entry in a story and dialogue heavy video game series that are a continuation of a book series that, at the time, consisted of 7 books, it does a fantastic job of introducing you to the world and the characters, without having to rely on the amnesia cliché from the previous games, while not holding your hand but also not throwing you right in. This was mine and many others' first introduction to the series, and I feel like it might even be better than if I had started with The Last Wish. Now there's only one thing to do, and that is to set out on the path and find Ciri.